What's up, everyone? It's Bones here. For all my dedicated Red Dragon ARCHFIEND players out there, we're breaking out of the hero moniker with this one. No unnecessary bricks, it's consistent, and it makes Nib look weak. I'm going to start with 3 one-card combos, then run it back and show you those 3 combos after you get nibbed, and a nice little bonus combo at the end with more consistency cards that can also be extenders. So we're going to start here with the ARCHFIEND Usurpation. The only effect that matters with this card is to set 1 ARCHFIEND trap from your deck or graveyard, and it can be activated this turn. So we're going to activate it on our draw phase. This gives us the ability to get our ARCHFIEND playtime, which its only purpose is to special summon 1 level 7 or lower ARCHFIEND monster from our hand or deck, since we have the Bone ARCHFIEND in our deck, but we're now going to activate it since we can activate it this turn, get ourselves the Bone ARCHFIEND, and the really nice thing about this is that now we have a line that can special summon out the Bone ARCHFIEND so that you can play better into Nib. But we're going to continue here by sending our Vision Resonator, use the effect of the Vision Resonator in order to get ourselves the Crimson Gaia. Now we can activate the Crimson Gaia. This will give us the ability to add our next new card. This is the Darkness Resonator, a level 3 Dark Fiend tuner that reads, you can reveal 1 Red Dragon ARCHFIEND in your extra deck, special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Synchro Monsters. If this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect. During your main phase this turn, you can normal summon 1 Resonator monster in addition to your normal summon set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. You can target any number of tuners you control, the level becomes 1. You can only use each effect of Darkness Resonator once per turn, so a really nice extender that gives us the ability to bring itself out but then also get an extra normal summon for a Resonator. But we're now going to reveal the Red Dragon ARCHFIEND, special summon out the Darkness. We'll then be able to get that on-field effect for the extra normal of a Resonator, go into our Crimson King, the next new card, a Synchro level 8, that takes 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner Dark Monsters. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can add 1 card that mentions Red Dragon ARCHFIEND from your deck to your hand. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish this card, special summon 1 Red Dragon ARCHFIEND from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro summon, which is important to note for one of the new cards, and if you do, its attack becomes doubled. Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. You can only use each effect of the Crimson King once per turn. Now we're going to continue here by using its effect in order to get our next new card. This is the Power Vice Dragon, a level 5 dragon monster that reads, a Red Dragon ARCHFIEND that was Synchro summoned using this card as material cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Power Vice Dragon once per turn. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Dark Synchro monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Dark Synchro monsters. Lock just doesn't matter, but we're going to continue here by special summoning out the Power Vice Dragon, use its effect on field in order to get ourselves the copy of the Synchron Resonator. We'll then be able to special summon out the Synchron Resonator as our 5th summon, which means that we have the Bone ARCHFIEND in the graveyard and we can get a Resonator back. But we're now going to get ourselves access into the Red Rising, then use the effect of the Synchron Chainlink 1, the copy of Red Rising Chainlink 2. We'll then be able to bring back the copy of Synchron and get back the copy of Vision, then go into our copy of Zaylin, or you can also go into your Crimson Blade Dragon. And the Crimson Blade Dragon is another new card that takes 1 Resonator tuner plus 1 non-tuner monster. This card is always treated as Crimson Blader. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can take 1 level 8 or higher monster from your deck or graveyard that cannot be normal summon set, and either special summon but negate its effects or add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Crimson Blade Dragon once per turn. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a level 5 or higher monster, you can destroy that monster. Now, we're going to continue here by using the Synchron Resonator as Chainlink 1 and the Crimson Dragon as Chainlink 2, get ourselves the Lubellion, as we'll also be able to get back the copy of Darkness to hand, then activate the copy of Lubellion, and then we're going to activate the Magna Hut that we search off of it, just so that we can get a banished monster. But keep in mind that if we do get nibbed after this, we do have the search at the end phase off of the Magna Hut. We still have the Bone ARCHFIEND alongside the Vision Resonator, but we're going to continue here by normal summoning out the copy of the Darkness. We'll then be able to go into our Dispatter, and the Dispatter is now live because the Red Rising is banished, but we'll bring back the Lubellion, use the effect of the Lubellion, get ourselves a Branded Trap, then we'll use the effect of Bone ARCHFIEND, and this is now protected, but we'll special summon out the copy of Vision, go into our copy of the Red Rising. We'll then be able to special summon back out the copy of Synchron as we'll go into our copy of Zaylin, and keep in mind you can also go into Hot Red by bringing back the Darkness, but we'll use the effect of the Synchron now to get back our Vision. Now this next part is OCG exclusive, but we will be going into our next new card, the Crimson Dragon Quetzalcoatl, a level 12 dragon synchro monster that takes 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner monsters, gains attack equal to the total original attack of all other synchro monsters you control. You can only use the following effects of Crimson Dragon once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon as many dragon synchro monsters from your graveyard as possible. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can return 1 other dragon synchro monster that you control to the extra deck, and if you do, negate that activation. So So we're going to continue here by bringing back our Dispatter and the copy of Crimson. The Crimson is nice because it means that we can just return it for the Crimson Dragon. And you can also put this in attack mode if you want to, but we're going to then go to the end phase. We'll be able to search out the copy of Harmonia, and we'll be able to pass on to our opponent on this. Now this next combo features the Power Vice Dragon, as we're going to activate its effect in hand, special summon it out so that we can get the search effect. We'll then be able to get our copy of the Darkness Resonator. We'll special summon it from hand using its effect, revealing the RDA, so that we can then get that extra normal summon with its on-field effect, as we'll then be able to go into our Crimson Dragon, use the effect of the Crimson Dragon, get ourselves the copy of the Crimson Gaia, activate the Crimson Gaia. We'll then be able to activate its effect on field, get ourselves the copy of Soul Resonator. We'll then get the extra normal summon off Darkness for the Soul Resonator, use the Soul Resonator effect on summon to get our Bone Archfiend, then use the normal summon for turn for Bone Archfiend. This gives us the ability again to play better through Nib, since we would still have the Crimson Gaia on our field to send to the graveyard, and if your opponent did Nib on the normal summon, then you would still have the Bone Archfiend and level modulation. So we're going to send away the Vision Archfiend, or the Vision Resonator, use its effect in order to get the Crimson Call, activate the copy of Crimson Call. This will give us the ability to get our Synchron Resonator, special summon out the Synchron Resonator, go into our Red Rising, use the effect of Red Rising to get back our copy of Darkness, then go into our copy of the Crimson, use the Synchron Resonator as Chainlink 1, the Crimson as Chainlink 2. We'll get the copy of Lubellion alongside the Vision Resonator back to our hand. From here, we can then activate the Lubellion, use its effect in order to get the Magnemite. We'll activate the Magnemite in hand, special summon it. We'll then be able to get its on-field effect so that we can get that end phase search. And then we'll also be able to go into our Dispatter with protection here, special summon out the Lubellion, get ourselves the Branded Trap, then use the Bone Archfiend, send away the Crimson Gaia, and then we'll special summon out the copy of Vision. We'll then go into our copy of the Red Rising, use the effect of Red Rising to bring back the copy of the Synchron. From here, we can then go into our Zaylin or the Hot Red if you choose to do that. So we're going to get back the copy of the Vision Resonator, and then we're going to go to the end phase where we'll be able to get the search for the Harmonia. Now this next combo features the Crimson Gaia, and we're going to continue here by activating it, then using its effect. What changes from the original Power Vice Dragon combo in this one is the fact that we have the Crimson Gaia already on field and we won't get the search later on, but we're going to use the effect of Power Vice to get ourselves the copy of Darkness, special summon out the Darkness with its effect so that we can go into our copy of the Crimson King. From here, we'll get also that extra normal summon off the on-field effect, but we'll go into the Crimson King, use its effect in order to get ourselves the Soul Resonator, get that extra normal summon for the Soul Resonator, use its effect in order to get ourselves a Bone, use the normal summon for turn to normal summon our Bone, then use its effect in order to send away the copy of Vision, use the effect of Vision in order to get ourselves the copy of Crimson Call, and we'll activate the copy of Crimson Call, as we'll get ourselves the copy of the Synchron Resonator, special summon out the Synchron Resonator, go into our Red Rising, use the effect of Red Rising, bring back the copy of Darkness, go into our copy of the Crimson, use the effect of the Synchron to get back the Vision, alongside the copy of Crimson Dragon as Chainlink 2, but we're then going to get ourselves the copy of the Lubellion, and then we'll be able to get ourselves the copy of Vision. We'll then be able to activate the copy of Lubellion, as we'll be able to get ourselves the copy of Magnemite, and then we'll be able to special summon out the Magnemite, as we're then going to activate its on-field effect. This gives us the ability to then go into our Dispatter while protected, special summon out our Lubellion, use the effect of Lubellion to get one of our Branded Traps, as we'll then special summon out the Bone, special summon out the Vision Resonator so that we can go into our Red Rising, use the Red Rising to bring back the Darkness, or you can get the Synchron, as we'll go into our Hot Red, go on to the end phase, as we'll then be able to get our Harmonia and pass to our opponent on this. Now this second portion of the video will focus on the one-card combos through Nib, so we're going to start here with the Archfiend Usurpation in order to get ourselves the Archfiend Playtime, then we can activate the Archfiend Playtime in order to special summon out the copy of Bone. Now go to the main phase where we'll use the effect of Bone, sending away the copy of the Vision so that we can get the effect of the Vision. The Archfiend is level 5, but we'll then activate the copy of the Crimson Gaia, as we'll get ourselves the copy of the Darkness Resonator, and then we can special summon out the Darkness Resonator with its effect by revealing the Red Dragon Archfiend. We'll then special summon it out here, get the extra normal summon for the Resonator, but we'll then go into our Crimson King, activate the Crimson King, get ourselves the copy of Power Vice Dragon, special summon out the Power Vice Dragon with its effect. We'll also be able to get the search, as we'll be able to get ourselves the Synchron Resonator, special summon out the Synchron Resonator, go into our Red Rising, use the effect of the Synchron as Chainlink 1, the Red Rising as Chainlink 2. Our opponent will nib us here. The reason why we're being nibbed here is so that when they nib us, we don't don't get the Synchron Resonator's effect. You're going to see that doesn't even matter, which makes this even stronger, but we're going to go into our Red Dragon Archfiend, get nibbed, as we'll then be able to get the nib token alongside the Synchron Resonator back on field. We'll also get the Vision Resonator back to our hand. Now we're going to activate the copy of the Bone Archfiend in the graveyard, and from here we can then get the extra normal summon for a Vision, go into our Red Rising, use the effect of the Red Rising to bring back the copy of the Darkness, then we'll go into our copy of the Crimson, use the effect of the Synchron Chainlink 1, the Crimson Chainlink 2, as we're going to get ourselves the copy of Lubellion alongside the Vision back to hand. But now we're going to be able to go into our Dispatter. Now we can go into our copy of the Nova. This is our next new card. Takes 2 tuners plus 1 non-tuner monster, must be either synchro summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by banishing 2 tuners and 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 card from your graveyard to your hand. And if you do, this card gains 2000 attack. You can only use this effect of Red Nova Dragon Burning Soul once per duel, and only during a duel in which you synchro summon Red Dragon Archfiend, not be destroyed by card effects. And we synchro summon the Red Dragon Archfiend with the effect of the Crimson King, but we're going to use the effect of the Nova here, returning a card from our graveyard to our hand. Use the effect of the Lubellion here in order to get ourselves the Magnamut, and we'll be able to activate the Magnamut so that we can special summon it, and then we'll get its on-field effect so that we can get the search at the end phase. We'll then go into our Lubellion, use the effect of Lubellion to get ourselves the copy of one of our branded traps, activate the copy of Dispatter in order to get ourselves back the copy of the Synchron Resonator, synchro away the Synchron Resonator with our nib token so that we can go into the Crimson Dragon, bring back our 2 synchros, and then we can go to the end phase where we'll get our Harmonia, pass on to our opponent. Now this next combo features the Power Vice Dragon against Nib. We're going to start here by activating its effect in hand, special summon it, use its effect on field in order to get ourselves the search for the Darkness Resonator, activate the Darkness Resonator revealing the RDA so that we can special summon it, get that extra normal summon from the on-field effect as well, as we'll then be able to go into our Crimson King, activate the Crimson King, search out the Crimson Gaia, then activate the Crimson Gaia, get ourselves the copy of the Soul Resonator, and now we can normal summon the Soul Resonator with the extra normal summon for a Resonator, and we'll get the Bone Archfiend now off the Soul Resonator so that we can use the normal summon for turn on the Bone Archfiend. We'll use the effect of the Bone in order to send away the copy of the Vision, and then we can use the effect of the Vision in order to get ourselves the Crimson Call. We'll activate the Crimson Call, get ourselves the copy of the Synchron Resonator. Because our opponent sees that we get the Synchron Resonator, we're going to get nibbed here, so we're just going to go into our RDA. We'll then be able to get that nib token alongside the copy of the Burning Soul, as we can go into that after that nib, but we're now going to get the Vision Resonator back. We'll then be able to activate the Bone, special summon itself back, special summon out the Vision, special summon out the Synchron. We'll then go into our Red Rising, use the Red Rising to bring back the Vision. We'll then be able to go into our Crimson, activate the Crimson in order to get ourselves the copy of Lubellion. From here we can then use our Lubellion's effect in order to get ourselves the Magnamut. We'll then be able to special summon out the Magnamut with its effect, banishing the Synchron Resonator. From here we'll then be able to get that end phase search, as we're going to bring back the Lubellion, use the Lubellion in order to get one of our branded traps into our Dispatter. Dispatter can then bring back the copy of the Synchron Resonator, as we'll then go into our Crimson Dragon Quetzalcoatl, use the effects of the Quetzalcoatl alongside the Synchron Resonator as Chainlink 1. Will give us the ability to get 2 extra synchro bodies, or 1 extra synchro body on board with the Vision Resonator back in hand, go on to the end phase, and through Nib we'll be able to also get the Harmonia, giving us total disruptions alongside whatever else you have in hand and a Floodgate here. For the next one, we have Crimson Gaia against Nib, and we're going to start here by activating the Crimson Gaia. Use its effect in order to add the copy of Power Vice Dragon. We'll be able to activate the Power Vice Dragon in hand, special summon it. We'll then be able to use its effect on field in order to get ourselves the Darkness Resonator. We'll then activate the Darkness Resonator, revealing the copy of Red Dragon Archfiend, special summon it. We'll then get that extra normal summon, as we'll be able to go into our Crimson King, activate the Crimson King, get ourselves the copy of Soul, then be able to get the extra normal summon for Soul, use the effect of Soul to get ourselves the Bone, use the normal summon for turn on Bone so that we can use its effect on field, get level 3 I believe, as we'll send away the copy of the Vision Resonator. We'll then be able to get ourselves the Crimson Call, as we're then going to activate the Crimson Call. We're going to get ourselves the Synchron Resonator. From here we'll then be able to get nibbed, as we're going to see the effect of the Crimson King, ourselves the Red Dragon Archfiend via Grow Summon of effect, but we're now going to summon out the Nib token alongside the Nib. We'll also go into the Burning Soul, use the effect of the Burning Soul so that we can can get back our vision. Here we'll then be able to use the bone, bring itself back out, as we'll then be able to special summon out the vision, special summon out the synchron, into our red rising, use the effect of red rising to get back our vision. From here we can then go into our crimson, the effect of crimson in order to get ourselves the copy of Lubellion, as we'll then be able to use the effect of Lubellion, ourselves the Magnemut, as we'll now go into our copy of the hot red, and we can activate the Magnemut on our hand so that we can special summon it out, and then we can activate its effect on field, special summon back out the Lubellion, use the Lubellion to get one of our branded traps onto the end phase where we can get our Harmonia and pass on to our opponent on this. For the final combo, we have the ARCHFIEND strategy and the Stone Sweeper, and the ARCHFIEND strategy is the strategy because important effect here is banish one Fiend monster or one ARCHFIEND card from your hand or graveyard, add one ARCHFIEND card from your hand or deck to your hand, which gets your usurpation. Also, the Stone Sweeper can turn your resonators into extenders, things that help you play through hand traps, because with the Burning Soul, opponent might be incentivized to hand trap the Crimson King because it's only stopped by monster effects, so something like Imperm could stop it. And having the ability to potentially have the Soul Resonator already in hand as a backup plan for that is just really strong. But we're going to continue here by activating the ARCHFIEND or the Stone Sweeper, get ourselves the copy of the Soul Resonator, activate the copy of the ARCHFIEND strategy, banish the Stone Sweeper so that we have the ability to get ourselves the copy of the Usurpation. Another nice thing is that because we're playing a field spell, it can also turn into a potential extender, but we're going to continue here by activating the Usurpation, get ourselves the copy of the Playtime, as we'll then activate the Playtime so that we can get the Bone ARCHFIEND on board. Now we can activate the Bone ARCHFIEND, as this will give us the ability to send away our copy of Vision, activate the Vision in the graveyard. This will give us the ability to add the Crimson Gaia. From here we can now activate the Crimson Gaia. We'll use its effect on field in order to get ourselves the copy of the Darkness. We'll then special summon out the Darkness with its effect, get the extra normal summon from its effect on field, as we'll then be able to go into our Crimson King. We'll then use the effect of the Crimson King, get ourselves the power of Ice Dragon, and based off the previous combos, you already know how this plays around Nib, but we're going to get ourselves the power of Ice Dragon, as we're going to add ourselves the Synchron Resonator, then we'll special summon out the Synchron Resonator, go into our Red Rising, use the effects of the Red Rising alongside the Synchron Resonator as Chainlink 1, revive the Synchron Resonator, get back the Vision to hand, then we'll go into our copy of the Crimson, use the effects of the Crimson as Chainlink 2, the Synchron as Chainlink 1, the copy of Lubellion, as we'll also get back the copy of Darkness, normal summon with the extra normal summon the Soul Resonator, but we're now going to use the Soul Resonator in order to get another copy of Bone. From here we can then go into our Dispatter, use the Bone in the graveyard so that we can special summon it, special summon out the Vision. We'll then go into our Red Rising, activate the Red Rising, reviving the copy of the Synchron Resonator. We'll then be able to go into our Zaylin, use the effect of the Synchron Resonator to get back our copy of the Vision. Now use the Lubellion, back our Magna Hut to hand so that we can activate the Magna Hut, special summon itself out, as we'll also get the on-field effect so that we could get the end phase search, bring back our Lubellion. Lubellion will get us one of our branded traps. Here we'll then normal summon the copy of Vision, go into Quetzalcoatl, use the Quetzalcoatl. This will give us the ability to get back the Dispatter and one of our Synchros, then be able to go onto the end phase. We'll be able to get ourselves the Harmonia and pass on to our opponent. With all of the combos out of the way, we can get onto the deck profile, and the first thing that you might notice here is the two Red Dragon ARCHFIENDs. If you haven't been keeping up with my previous videos, we've been using Red Dragon ARCHFIEND in anything that uses Harmonia because it just turns into food for the Red Nova Dragon Burning Soul. And the fact that this is a tuner and you play hand trap tuners, it's really easy to get the Red Dragon ARCHFIEND alongside two tuners into the graveyard. Burning Soul makes sense for any deck that plays Harmonia. But then you'll also see that I'm maxing out on the Stone Sweepers because we're maxing out on the ARCHFIEND strategy. I wanted to make this deck as consistent as possible because with these cards, with 9 one-card starters that play easily through Nib, give you enough interruptions to feel bad about what happens after a well-timed Nibiru. And we also have 1.5 card starters, / 2 card starters with the Stone Sweeper that can get you to the Usurpation, and it just rises the consistency of the deck. And of course, even when you don't get these cards, of the weak 1-card combos into Nib, which are the Stone Sweeper, Bone ARCHFIEND normal summon, which while they aren't ideal, they aren't meant to be what makes your deck go. It's why we play the Soul at 1, we play the Bone at 2. The Stone Sweeper is really only at 3 because it ends up being a really good extender that can play through hand traps. If your Crimson King gets impermed or something like that, you can get your Soul Resonator that way. Something else I would like to point out, if you wanted to make stronger boards through Nib, you still can with the Crimson Resonator, though it does require you playing that extra card. The card that I was looking into was the Synchro Emergency, and I think that I'll probably slot this in either Impulse or Droll get hit. Cards I would like to go through are the Fiend Peace Golem. I think this one's bait. If you control a Fiend Tuner, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can decrease its level by up to 2. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material for Red Dragon Archfiend or a monster that mentions it, you can target one level 4 or lower Fiend monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. You can only use each effect of Fiend Peace Golem once per turn. Once the Red Burning Nova Soul or whatever it's called comes out, its relevance as you don't really need it to play around Nib. Then there's the Ruler's Rumbling. If your opponent special summon 10 or more monsters this turn, neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. Apply these effects in sequence based on the number of monsters your opponent special summon this turn. Plus, special summon 1 Dark Monster or Dark Synchro Monster from your graveyard or banishment. 3 plus Red Dragon Archfiend in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects till the end of your next turn. Plus, change all monsters your opponent currently controls to face down defense position. You can only activate 1 Ruler's Rumbling per turn. Now, I took this out because frankly we don't need it, and we added the extra brick with the Archfiend playtime. There will be times where you may draw your Field Spell or the Usurpation with this. You may draw something like your Lubellion and the Magnemite. That's really the only downside. As far as inconsistency issues I feel the deck has, maybe you might see a lot of your Glowing Second cards and one of your Resonators that don't do anything. It's really not that bad when you consider that there's really 17 1/1.5 card starters if you include the 1.5 card starters. You have 9 1-card starters here. You have the 10th with Soul, 12 with the copy of the Bone Archfiend, 15 with the 3 Stone Sweepers, and then 2 more with the Bone Archfiend. So just a lot of different ways to play with low resources. Another card I would like to go over is the Arms of Genex. This is still something that you can play if you want to insulate your plays from Nib. Just don't feel it's necessary as there's other things you want to put into your extra deck. You can easily play through Nib as I showed throughout this video, but then there's also the Chaos Angel, the Wind Pegasus, the Red Dragon Archfiend, or the Scarred Dragon Archfiend. Funny that this is no longer in the deck as this was in the wave of support, and I guess it still could be played, but I just don't see the worth in it. I think it's better to play the Red Dragon Archfiend, and the Scarlight is still a board wipe. It's treated as Red Dragon Archfiend in the field or in the graveyard. And there's also the Red Hypernova Dragon. Again, I think this is bait. 4 tuners plus 1 non-tuner synchro monsters must first be synchro summoned with the above materials, gains 500 attack for each tuner in your graveyard. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn, quick effect, you can activate this effect, banish this card, also banish as many cards from your opponent's field and graveyard as possible. Then you can special summon 1 Red Nova Dragon from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. And then the other things that I want to go over is the Red Rain and the Simmel Archfiends. This is a potential floodgate and a second bit that you can play for Usurpation, though it does require you playing the extra brick. If I were to play one of the Archfiend traps, I actually do like the Red Rain a little bit more than the Rumbling because you can get back your Crimson Dragon, you also get a pop, and another thing is that I can also see a world where we're playing the pop trap instead of this. It just gives you that extra disruption. But with all of that out of the way, I'm just going to get onto the card by card as I don't have much else to say. And we have the 3 copies of Power Vice Dragon, the 3 Crimson Gaia, the 3 Archfiend Usurpations, the 3 copies of Archfiend Strategy, which is our strategy, the 2 copies of Droll, the 1 copy of Etude, the 1 copy of Archfiend Playtime, the 1 Synchron Resonator, the 1 copy of Vision, the 1 Darkness, the 1 Soul, the 1 Magnemite, the 1 copy of Lubellion, the 2 copies of Bone Archfiend, the 1 Crimson Call, the 3 copies of Stone Sweeper, 3 Harmonia, the 3 Ash, the 3 Bells, the 3 Impulse. Onto the extra deck, we have the 1 Quetzalcoatl, the 1 Burning Soul, the 1 copy of the Stormbane Dragon. We then have the 1 copy of the Bestial Dispatter, the 1 copy of the Hot Red, the 1 copy of Scarlight, the 2 copies of the original RDA, the 2 copies of Crimson King. Again, these are your bread and butter. I think that it's safe to play them at 2 just because there's also more extra deck rips coming out. But then there's the Crimson Blade Dragon, the copy of the Zaylin, the 2 copies of Red Rising, and the 1 copy of Malong to wrap up the deck profile. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, I thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. You could leave a thumbs up and subscribe buttons and all that good stuff. It means a whole lot for this tiny channel. Thank you so much for watching. It's Bones, signing out.